have already launched the applications on the Startup India portal. So the agenda for today's session is to take you through the program features, the timeline, and how you can apply on the Startup India portal. So let's start the session. I can quickly introduce myself. I'm Kavita Sharma, and I anchor the Land Accelerator South Asia at WRI-India as part of Sustainable Landscapes and Restoration team. And now I would like to pass on to my team of global colleagues, which consists of Amanda and Fabiana, to introduce them. Amanda and Fabiana, over to both of you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fabiana Shamis. I'm the Land Accelerator Coordinator supporting the Land Accelerator South Asia and also in Africa and Brazil. And I am based in Washington, D.C.
And good evening to everybody who's joining us today. I want to thank you guys. I'm also very excited to see some of our alumni. This is the first opportunity that we're having to talk to you this year about joining our community. And we're really excited that many of you have joined us today to hear a little bit more about our program. This is one of the best programs that we have. It brings together some of the top entrepreneurs from around the country to network with some of the top social investors and environmental investors in India as well. You are going to find amazing community here, amazing other folks to work with. But something that most of you have in common is that you're working to improve the livelihoods of some of the bottom billion in a sustainable way. So I want to thank you for joining us. Before I pass it back to Kavita, thank you.
Thanks, Amanda and Fabiana. And now I would like to pass it on to Ashna from Sangam Ventures. Sangam has been our program partner since 2020. Over to you, Ashna.
Thanks, Kavita. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's session. I'm Ashna, and I work with Sangam, a climate venture fund, and as Kavita said, partners with WRI and the Land Accelerator. It's great to be here today, and I totally echo Amanda's thoughts. We've seen really great entrepreneurs over the last 3 iterations, and really excited about the incoming cohort as well. And now I'll pass it to Suhail.
Hi everyone, very good evening. I'm Suhail, working as an IT analyst for Sangam Innovation Foundation. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashna and Suhail. Hari, would you also like to quickly introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, welcome to this session. My name is Hari. I work in WRI-India in the Land Accelerator program. I am based out of Delhi office. Looking forward to talking to you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Hari.
Thanks.
And we also have 2 of our colleagues from WRI-India team, Meenakshi and Shweta. Meenakshi and Shweta, would you be able to quickly introduce yourselves?
Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm unable to switch on my camera due to some technical issue, but good to be here. Good to see everyone, our alumni from the program. I support Land Accelerator program for all the communications. Looking forward to the session. Thank you. Over to you, Meenakshi.
Hi, very good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome. Myself, Meenakshi. I work for Restoration team. I'm based out of Delhi office. Thank you so much. Over to you, Kavita.
Thanks, Meenakshi. And now I can quickly take you through the program features and the timeline, and then we'll open the forum for questions to our alumni.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, Hari.
Can you please do a full screen? So here are our 3 alumni who will be answering your questions today. And we will be welcoming our alumni shortly after the program features and the timeline. So let us quickly go through the program features. So this is Land Accelerator South Asia, the 4th iteration, which we are doing in 2023. As I said, we had launched the program in 2020, and Sangam Ventures is our core program partner. The program is supported by Startup India, Invest India, and Agni, and it is Also supported by Salesforce through small innovation support to the top 15 entrepreneurs that we are going to select this year. So Land Accelerator program is a highly curated one, as it especially focuses on identifying and supporting the land restoration entrepreneurs working all across India and the neighboring countries in South Asia. Some of the key features of this program are mentoring, where we onboard a group of mentors based upon their expertise and the requirement of the cohort that we onboard every year. Apart from the general mentorship sessions, we also assign one-on-one mentors to our top 15 entrepreneurs every year, who help them in resolving their concerns and scaling them up and training them by providing technical expertise, helping them in designing their marketing and branding solutions. We have a different set of industry experts who host dedicated sessions around the asks of the entrepreneurs. Then this Land Accelerator program is supported by the WRI-India, by the WRI global team as well in 2 other continents, in Africa and Latin America. So it provides considerable scope for geographical expansion as we host our program on Mighty Networks, where the global land restoration entrepreneurs from Land Accelerator in the 3 continents are registered, and we have different class of land accelerators who can then interact over Mighty Networks. Also, we provide scope for developing strategic partnerships between the cohort members. Then community engagement is one of the core components at Land Accelerator, and we promote the entrepreneurs and enterprises who closely work with communities, especially the smallholder farmers, women, and then awareness and promotion around the land restoration interventions. So as a part of this program, we have identified some core interventions that we support when we select innovative solutions for land restoration. And towards the end of this program, the focus is to make the entrepreneurs feel competent in pitching to a panel of impact investors so that they are able to scale up their business ventures by raising funds. Can we go to the next slide, Hari? So looking at the impact of this program, so far over the last 3 years, more than 120 entrepreneurs have graduated from Land Accelerator. And these are the 5 core domains that we support in this program, which are sustainable agriculture, building value chains for non-timber forest produce, then organic land amendment and organic inputs, smart agri-tech systems, and solutions that address the circularity issues. Next. For 2023, these are the features, these are the benefits which Land Accelerator South Asia 2023 is offering. So it is a zero-cost program. Participants need not to enroll by submitting any fees, or they need not to pay us anything throughout the program tenure. And it focuses on providing the top 15 entrepreneurs with an innovation support of 3,000 USD. The training program, the curriculum, including both in-person and virtual sessions, will be extending over a period of 4 months. And then it also allows the entrepreneurs to pitch the business models to impact investors, as I have just said. So now I would like to pass on to Hari to take you through the program timeline and also to tell you around how to apply on the Startup India portal.
Thank you, Kavita. So like as you have understood briefly about the program features, so this is the timeline for this year. So the deadline for applying is 30th June 2023, which is end of this month. So requesting you all to start registering and applying soon. So the first so towards the after 30th June, the selection interviews happen, and July 25th is the tentative date for announcing the cohort. Post which we have the first boot camp in August 23. Then we have the second. Then after that, we have a series of virtual sessions where industry experts come and like some capacity building program, which will be virtual. So in October, we'll announce top 15. Post which we also have mentorship support and pitch practice sessions. We'll have a second boot camp in October 2023. And towards the end, after rehearsals and pitch practice, we'll have a demo day in December, where all the entrepreneurs come and pitch their businesses to impact investors. So this is the procedure for applying. So we have hosted our applications on the Startup India platform. I'll share the link in the chat box and also send an email to all of you. So once you have to be registered on the Startup India platform in order to apply for the program, or you can register right now also. But please be mindful about the eligibility criteria. So you have to be a validation stage or early traction or a scaling up stage, and these are the relevant industries which are being supported. So like once you register on the Startup India platform and you apply, so make sure that you have chosen the right level of your entrepreneur enterprise and also the right industry. So yeah, so once you apply, the review starts on rolling basis. We keep on checking the applications and start scheduling the interviews as well. So yeah, these are the dates for the cohort announcement and the first bootcamp tentative dates. And also, like, please be mindful that the first bootcamp is going to happen after 10 days of cohort selection. Thank you,
And
Gaita.
it's going to be a physical, in-person.
Yeah, in person.
bootcamp.
Yeah.
So thanks, Hari. Now I would like to pass on to Ashna for welcoming our alumni and opening the session for questions.
Thanks, Kavita. So today I want to welcome Hardik from Honey Veda or Harrison Ventures, Archana from My Harvest Farms, and Rudransh from Dharaksha Solutions. All of them graduated from the Land Accelerator last cohort, very recently graduated. So I'm sure all of their insights are going to be very fresh. And thank you once again for joining us today and sharing your insights. I'd like to invite you all to introduce yourselves and briefly about your venture. So I'll pass it on to Archana first.
Hi, everybody. Thanks a lot. Happy to always connect to the family at WRI and the Land Accelerators and everything. Myself, I'm based out of Chennai and I run a venture called My Harvest Farms, which is a farm to home platform. Our key thing is sustainability. So we work on only natural, traditional farming practices and grow vegetables and fruits. So I think the program also added more layers of environmental consciousness into the work that we were doing. So more about it during the session, but I think this is one of the things that came at the right point in time for My Harvest Farms, especially. Happy meeting you, Hardik, after Shark Tank, I think, meeting you here. Next.
Hello. Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm feeling good to see the faces, WRI family after a long time. So I'm feeling very happy about it. And so I'm based out of Gujarat. My startup Honey Veda is all about beekeeping and supplying natural and pure bee products to consumers. I started beekeeping as a weekend activity, but then realized that it is not just about bee products like honey or wax. It is something more than that. So it helps in ecosystem and it helps farmers in getting more yield and everything. So then we realized, okay, fine, we should not limit ourselves just for the bee products. And because of that, currently we are building ecosystem where we are partnering with few FPOs. We have identified few clusters in India, and we are setting up these FPOs so that we can create ecosystem for beekeeping, and so that we can supply amazing products to consumers. Experience with WRI has been really.
Excuse me, Hardik. Could you please be a bit louder, or if it just for me that your voice is coming a little bit low?
Okay, let me speak louder. Yeah. Okay. So I was just introducing myself, and now going to the part where just sharing my thoughts about WRI. It's been great journey. I have the basic and most important support from WRI has been that the system or the industry we are into, the social venture that we are into, WRI team has actually helped create that kind of platform where we can have a all related support to our kind of business. I mean, sustainable businesses. How to document our impact that we are bringing because of our business model, how to present them. So that has been really great and help us connecting with the global impact investors. So that really gives us perspective that how we can carry our business model to a different scale. So that has been really great experience. Yeah, thank you. Over to you, Rudransh.
Thanks for the floor, Hardik. And once again, you were like in the last meeting, you were in the Shark Tank, but you didn't told us. I know the confidentiality clause, but it's just fun. So nonetheless, getting back to the introduction. So hi everyone, I'm Rudransh Garg. So I am like leading the Rakshiko Solutions at the CSCO, and we are into sustainable packaging, which is made out of stubble waste. So this is a packaging piece that I have brought. So and it is very good to have your products in hand if you have a physical product sometimes. So do keep the products in your place anytime you can. You guys can have a meeting to just show it up. So this is one of the most important thing that I have learned, that just carry your products around everywhere. Land Accelerator taught it very well. We had a great demo day, and impact numbers when shown with the product are very well driven, because everyone can connect with it. So it's absolutely fine. Products are products and softwares are softwares. But if you have a product, then just bring it along with you. So that's one thing that I have done. Rest, happy to connect with you all after such a long time. Looking forward to the session.
Thank you all for introducing yourself and a few words about the program. So now we're open for questions from the audience, maybe, about the experiences of the alumni present over here, the benefits they got, in investment or other capacity building efforts during the acceleration program.
You can also text your question in the chat box. And we are looking forward to the external folks who have joined us today to ask as many questions as they have. This is just an informal interaction, so feel free to post your questions or ask by turning on your camera.
Hello, Swarnamali. It's good that you made it to the meeting. So she has submitted her application and she's from Sri Lanka. So she sent an email saying that I'm in a remote place. I might not be able to join the meeting, but she has sent a question on email. But it's good to see you, Swarnamali. You can ask the question here if you are able to.
Swarnamali, are you able to hear us?
Sorry. Yeah. Now it's okay. Yes, I was in a very remote area, and then now I back home. Yeah, my question is already I have submitted the application for this round. My concern is actually the intervention that I have submitted. Just it's about 1 year. 1 year. It's like a very early stage. So that I wanted to ask you, you or the alumni experts, what is their experience to get into this, to join this program, whether it is it has any impact. Impact mean the stage, the level or the stage of the intervention is a considerable factor to join the program.
Thanks, Swarnamali, for joining us and for your question. I would request you to please share a bit more about your intervention or the business solution for which you have submitted your application, and then accordingly we'll be able to address your question.
Right, yeah. My intervention is actually we already started about a year ago planting bamboos. Basically the problem that we're going to address is one is the soil erosion, controlled soil erosion, and the other thing is reduce the atmospheric carbon. That's the mainly environmental impact, and then again to increase the livelihood income, because we are working with the smallholder farmers. So we give plants to grow in their lands, and then later on the income plan is the one income is getting to the land for small landholders, and the other way we wanted to join with the people who invest for carbon for the carbon footprint. That's like biochar, producing biochar. Hello.
Thanks, Swarnmali.
Yeah. So
So
that's
would
the main income for the company. It's like a dual income. One is going to the farmers, and one is coming to the company.
Thanks for describing your intervention. And I can share with you a little bit about the similar kind of interventions which we have supported over the last 3 years. So we have worked with farmer producer companies that are into providing 360-degree solutions for bamboo plantations, from nursery management to market linkages. And what I have understood is that you are planting bamboos, and through it you are engaging with the communities. And a part of your revenue is going to the farmers, and the remaining is coming to your company by making value-added products like bamboo char, etc., which you have mentioned. Am I getting it correct?
Yes, that's right. Exactly right.
So this is a good business intervention, and we are happy that you are already looking forward to documenting your impact, and you have certain degree of awareness around the carbon footprint and the other impact which bamboo has on the soil, around preventing soil erosion, increasing the water infiltration, etc. So regarding the stage of your company, we are assuming that you already have a business intervention on ground where you have supported the communities, and you have a list of customers as well as suppliers and the beneficiaries who are associated with your project in terms of the community with whom you are engaging. So our entrepreneurs or our alumni can help you in understanding how you would be able to scale up your intervention and would be able to look into the more deeper insights around the impact. So Rudransh, Hardik and Archana, would any one of you like to share your experience from the Land Accelerator around scaling up your enterprises and how you have gotten more details around the impact management?
Yes, actually, I like to impact management, especially you mentioned it is like how it's not, not the usual way. You mentioned one thing in the because I can't see my
let our alumni address you first, and then you can come up with your follow-up questions.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Right, let me take it. So we are talking about how the impact, how we can present the impact. This is what we are talking about.
Yeah, actually, if I can join the program, I think I can learn more about how can I present the impact, especially like how to say the on time recording, like I think I mentioned it's a special word because now I'm joined with the phone and I can't see the document. It is like yeah.
So I mean, just sharing my experience. I mean, I hope that can help you. So before joining WRI, we were engaged in beekeeping activities. So we used to work with farmers. We used to visit different places. We'll place our honeybees on that farm, and then at the end of a particular season, we used to harvest honey. The way I just told you right now, this is the truth, but I can also mention this fact in a different way. If I have to establish the impact of beekeeping, I have to present this in a completely different way. Okay, fine. We work with this number of farmers. Then I can say we establish this number of bee boxes. Depending on the foraging capacity of honeybees, I can say this much acres of land has been pollinated. So I think the program has helped me in this way. We used to do beekeeping, but we could never come across the impact figures, how to document them and how to present them. So I guess this is what benefit I received from this program. And I hope according to your business model, you'll be able to document your impacts as well. The team will let you know different tools that can help you create the Excel file that how you can document your impacts. There are different way to identify the impacts.
I mean, actually, especially GPS, like, the very now the current monitoring systems like GPS, how to use GPS. That's what actually I especially wanted to mention.
Okay, so just to add, I think the program will not give us changes into the business we do. I think things that we need for the business, we will look at it from different perspectives. Because mostly as founders, we tend to be caught up in the operations and the small things that happen in the day-to-day business activities. But if we don't take a side and evaluate and look at the impact, so like Hardik mentioned, I think our articulation of the business in terms of impact definitely took a different shift, because I think during the multiple conversations, the same pitch deck which you already have, and you will already have it because you might be applying for many programs, but some people could have just asked you about ROI. Some people would have just asked you about finance numbers. Some people could have just asked you about your business model. But here, I think there is a different layer of social, environmental, and the other parameters which you are doing, but you don't know that you are doing it as much. So this is that layer which will unearth and bring in a structure to you, which will articulate your business in a much better way. I think all the mentors here will help you be the better version of what you are currently. So the business related, whatever you will learn, they will guide you to people they know what the technologies, but I think you will figure out how to use the technology for that. That is what granted.
Okay, thank you.
So adding a few more points over here, mostly these two people have covered out on that major perspective of the impact things. But sometimes, as Archana also mentioned, that as founders, we're just kept out in a few things. We don't try to look our business in a different way. So like we think like, okay, this is a revenue stream, this is the impact that we are creating, this is what we are doing. But sometimes we don't have that leverage of coming out of our business, day-to-day operations, and the thinking that is going behind on that perspective, that we don't look at it in a different manner. So what is the direct impact? What is the indirect impact? How can the indirect impact can be made fruitful? How can that also be presented in a structural manner? Because sometimes our direct impact is creating a larger indirect impact. So if I talk about, we are involving with farmers, we are collecting the stubble waste from the farmers. But it all happened that due to that entire stubble collection, the health cost of the farmers was improving. Why? Because once they were burning the stubble waste, they were creating a lot of fumes and everything, and that was first impacting the farmers' health. So indirectly, that was impacting their health cost, the overall expenditure on the medicines, doctors, and all. So that is how it impacted them. It improved their health condition, it improved their financial condition in an indirect way itself. So that is all that you should be looking forward to, and this program will feature a lot of ways that you guys can focus on. You guys can think of this way. Okay, this is how the 360-degree impact is happening. Not only the direct one, but the indirect one is also happening in such a way. So this is how the mentors will teach you. Okay, this is a 360-degree view of your impact. So that is also which can be focused during the entire thing by you guys and the mentors and all.
Right. Yeah.
We
Thank
really
Thank
learned
you.
it well over here.
Thank you, all of you. So apart from this, Swarnmali, I would also like to add, we are also organizing dedicated sessions on impact measurement for our cohort members, and we also do workshop where we introduce you to a template and help you in designing KPIs, key indicators around monitoring, tracking, and documenting your impact. So once you are a part of the cohort, of course, there will be a focus on defining your key socioeconomic and environmental impact and how to design KPIs for measuring and start documenting it. We also have question in the chat box. One is from L. Suryanarayan Reddy. It's about the Land Accelerator program, duration, and the curriculum. So I can answer it. Already we have shared it through the presentation. So as we have said, Land Accelerator South Asia is a dedicated program for supporting the entrepreneurs who are practicing land restoration interventions, particularly related to organic land management and organic inputs, and developing value chains for non-timber forest produce, addressing circularity challenges, and then smart agri-tech systems. So these are some of the domains under which applicants are applying to Land Accelerator, and we have been supporting them. Regarding the duration of the program, the sessions go on for an extended period of around 4 to 5 months. Over the last 3 years, because of the pandemic situation, most of the time the program happened in virtual mode, but last year we could organize in-person sessions, and we had a 3 days event in Delhi also, where our alumni and the current cohort connected, and then we had long workshops, discussions, and a demo day. So this year we are planning more in-person interactions, 2 in-person boot camps, one in August and one in October, then an in-person demo day in November. In between, 2 months are dedicated to virtual sessions where we do webinars, workshops every Wednesday. And then in between, we also identify the top 15 in the mid of the program. And then the second boot camp, again, an in-person event. It will happen with the top 15 entrepreneurs. And then we do mock pitching sessions and mentorship sessions with one-on-one mentor allocated to each of our top 15 entrepreneurs. So this is largely the curriculum consisting of both virtual and in-person sessions, in-person mentoring, and then in-person demo day. I hope I have answered your question. In case you want to explore anything more, please let us know.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
You are welcome. Okay, let us look at other questions also. This is an anonymous participant. What is the eligibility criteria of an applicant? So the eligibility criteria is addressed in all of our emailers, in the FAQs, and also on the Startup India portal. Your eligibility is judged around a lot of parameters. One is around the stage of your enterprise, then whether it's a duly incorporated enterprise, then around the list of interventions which are being supported under Land Accelerator. So there is a list of very basic mandatory things which are required for participating in Land Accelerator. Do we have any more questions from other participants?
Yeah, there is also one more question in the Q&A section by the anonymous participant. I'm reading out. When it comes to in-person meetings and sessions, will this fund for us for the traveling and accommodation?
Thanks, Hari. So would anyone from my team like to answer that?
Yeah,
Ashna or any of the alumni? I can answer that, but I just want the alumni to answer that, because they know how we have supported the alumni in managing their travel and accommodation during the previous years.
Yes, I mean, the physical event which happened I guess it was really great experience meeting everyone face to face, because for a few months we were online, all the sessions were online, but meeting them brings a different kind of experience. So all the cost part has actually taken care by WRI team. It was really very ease of handling the cost part. The standard procedure was created, how to submit your expenses, what are the limitation to expenses. All the guidelines were conveyed to us well in advance, so we can plan our journey accordingly. So yes, all the expenses are really taken care, and I think it was good. No any surprises were there on that part.
Thanks, Hardik. So this year also, the travel and accommodation is going to be provided by the WRI-India team only for all the in-person interactions. The first one that we are doing in Delhi, the second one, the venue is yet to be decided. And of course, the third one, the demo days again in Delhi. So we will be taking care of all your travel and accommodation related requirement. And we will be sharing with you in advance at each step, at each stage of the in-person interaction, the travel and accommodation guidelines, which we have prepared as per your eligibility status, which is supported by WRI-India. And we are open to planning your travel and accommodation if you are not able to book it on your own. Otherwise, we leave it to the applicants and provide them the flexibility of planning their travel and accommodation on their own. Like Hardik has said, we have well-established processes and teams in place, which will take care of all of these arrangements. So it is going to be provided and taken care by WRI-India team.
Savita, may I ask a question?
Yes, please.
The alumni. So for all three of you, I wanted to ask, like, what were some of the early struggles that all of you were facing before you joined the Land Accelerator, and how did the program help you overcome or strategize about these struggles, like your top takeaways from the program?
So actually struggles as in, we generally, it's like, it could be just building the team or it could be the vision. So we all are passionate about what we are doing. Okay, what, why, and how. I think what was very clear for each of us, which was driving us. But how we were doing it, sometimes we don't appreciate the nice things we do. The how is actually, like I previously mentioned, the how is just how it works. But besides that, every action has an effect. So every session that we did, I think we went more deep into it. So I think the clarity is number one. So one, we still had clarity before, but I think the validation that came from the team made us more feel better about the things we are doing. It's not just business. Beyond that, it's the purpose of why we are all social entrepreneurs in this space, because not everybody dares to be one. Talking about environment. Okay, so number one is clarity. Number two, I think challenges could be, so we've attended multiple programs and we always wanted to bring in a lot of key metrics into what we are doing on a basis. So which metric to choose from? I think we also had a session on the different types of metrics that we as a company can think through as an organization, what metrics matters the most and all of that. I think that metrics, I mean, before that, I didn't talk too many metrics like this. They were there, but I think after this program, I at least know that these are there and I haven't even measured it all along. I should do it in the future. So my planning also became better now. So that is number two. And thirdly, initially it was about just attending the session, and then once we became one of the top 15 finalists, I think we got a little more serious about what we were doing. And then before the pitch sessions, final pitch, I think we had so many mock sessions, or we had so much of mentorship that was happening. I remember the kind of questions Kavita was asking every time we did something during the mock and all of that. So we knew that she will ask a question before, but then she didn't stop with just questioning, but also helping us how to present it better. This could be a pie chart or it could be something else, but something was not needed. Only this is enough. So it was simple and a most important metric, not everything. Too much of data is also a problem, right? So I think the presentation of the idea, because none of us were pitching for real funding on that day, but it was just that the idea was taking better shape and introducing us to a lot of impact investors on that demo day made a lot of difference. For the first time, I think my partner and I traveled to Delhi and we were pitching, and the people, the mood was that we are not alone. So everybody's feedback made a lot of sense and it was very helpful. I think connections to investors in this space, looking for climate change or looking for environmental restoration is also a very, very big plus point. So I think clarity, metrics and presentation to investors.
Okay, so let me go second. Challenges were there before joining WRI. Some challenges are founder related challenges and some challenges are business model related challenges. So during the program, I could identify, okay, fine, as a founder, what I need to learn, how I need to make myself prepare for what is there in front of us. And then during the program, we realize there are how to establish different KPIs, how we can channelize our efforts so that the overall objective can be achieved. So that is there. I mean, very simple sessions like establish your vision and mission. That was our first session, I remember. The person who is giving that session actually brings along very relevant and very grounded experience around it, and that makes a difference. It's not directly picked up from any different books or anything. So everybody who was part of the program, who are imparting the session, actually bring along their own experience. They have their own perspective. They have actually worked on the ground. So that was really great. Different thing I also mentioned, I mean, as Archana said, that a feel of that we are not alone. I mean, in my early beekeeping days, I felt that eventually I get up into some unorganized industry. And for some time, I started feeling that, okay, fine, I was working in a good company. I left my company and then I'm just struggling on the farms, dealing with random people. Am I going to create a very good structured business out of it or not? But the WRI program actually helped me that how this all can be structured in a proper way. Also, amazing thing is that WRI team bring along the global perspective of it. So then I see the examples of WRI efforts. They are happening in Africa or different regions. How successful founders or the startups have actually created a very good business around social entrepreneurship or any this kind of product. So that was great. And because you see everything and then you can also create that kind of aspiration, a global aspiration. Okay, fine, we need to scale in this way. But when you want to scale, you don't know how to scale, then you know the process. So WRI team actually gave us the process, how you can change yourself, change your company, create a culture step by step so that a global phase company can be created. I also wish to mention here the discipline part that WRI team brings along. I mean, I really appreciate that each and every team member, irrespective of any session or any communication that needs to be told to any members or founders, there has been a very structured process in place. We get information on time, well in advance. Any event is going to happen, everything is communicated very thoroughly. So I guess that also a kind of discipline vibe I got from WRI team. And I think as an entrepreneur, as a founder, or as a company, we should really learn something out of it. So this was my experience. Yeah.
So let me conclude a few points over here. So basically, major things are to solve the challenges and to present the numbers, to be the right founder sometimes, because it's just that we try to intend to do a lot of work, which can be done by our team, but sometimes it just happens that we try to do a lot of work, but it can be delegated and can be done in a better way, because it's not always that we are the experts in in that subject field, but it is like we can assign a right team and present it out to the world. So that is one important thing that was present in the entire cohort that was over there, like the top 15 also who were there at the end of the event on the demo day. We all interacted and we got out that this is what we have formed up very well, that the team which is there with us, which is there in our organization, is working very well with us, that it can solve major of the problems. And also sometimes it is that we have to network right to solve out the challenges. Okay, so if I have a challenge, but if I don't know how to solve it, it's not always that you or your team might be knowing the answer. It's fine. We are a limited people team. Hardly in a startup, 15-20 people would be there who can take up the decision, or who can take up the feedback from their more colleagues. But it is like it's not like all the problems can be solved out by your team, but it's just that need to know how to solve it. The process can be developed by your team, but how to solve it, the process to solve it, that has to be developed, that can be interacted with mentors, that can be developed by interacting with your other colleagues or other founders or other people who are there in the same cohort. So that is what the WRI team, the Land Accelerator program, gave us, that okay, you have to network well, you have to network with those people who have the solution or who can provide the solution to your future problems. So always keep networking, whether you network with anyone, just keep interacting, just keep taking note of the points, because you don't know when that problem is gonna hit you, and when you need that person to solve it out, because they have the first hand experience. Whosoever has a first hand experience is probably gonna be the best person to answer that. So that is why, like, even if you're talking about alumni like us, so we have the first hand experience of being the WRI program, the Land Accelerator program. That is why we are answering these questions. That is how any problem can be solved, any question can be solved, any challenge can be solved. So that's a basic summary of a startup. Just network well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, having the networking part, as Rudransh is saying, I think the whole cohort was bringing a different kind of experience on stage, and talking to each other also helps a lot. So that is also a great part of this cohort. I mean, everyone has they are coming from a different demographic, they have different business models, but how everything converge at a founder level or at a business model level, that really is great. I mean, especially Rudransh. So that guy, even while talking, is selling his product to me. I mean, that I still remember. And he's still angry that why I did not mention Shark Tank India when we met. I mean, it's been 1 year and he's still angry with me for that part. Anyways, it was fun having this kind of cohort.
Thank you so much for all of your insights. I think it's great to be part of the same community. And I will pass it to Kavita.
Thanks, Ashna. So maybe we can take up one more question from the chat box from Tapan. Does the startup have to be DPIIT recognized already, or can the startups who are yet to get the recognition also apply? So we appreciate if you have the startup recognition as well from DPIIT, but for applying to the program, if you are a duly incorporated company, you can apply to us, and meanwhile you can also continue with the process of seeking your recognition from the DPIIT. It's not a mandatory condition.
Kavita, I see Urvashi also has her hand raised.
Yes.
Urvashi, you can unmute yourself and ask.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashna. Good evening. I just heard about this program just yesterday evening. And the thing is that I'm already incubated with IIM Bangalore at this point of time. I'm based out of Uttarakhand and my venture is in agriculture tourism, wherein we're trying to get city folks come and experience farm and countryside in a very authentic manner. This is in validation at this point of time. So I was just wondering, do I even fall under the eligibility criteria, and how relevant could this program be for me at this stage? Could I, given that I am already incubated with a certain institution, could I actually be a part of this accelerator program if I do happen to wish to apply to this? So these were the kind of things that were going, on in my head while I was going through all the questions and answers that were happening right now. And whereas the main focused pointed question being that, do I even fall under the eligibility criteria? Since I'm into agriculture tourism, it is sustainable for sure. I am looking at social impact in terms of, it's women as a community that I'm trying to uplift over here in terms of the economic standard and such. But at the same point of time, do I fall under this, and can I apply if I were to, if I would want to apply for this program?
Thanks, Urvashi, for your question. And I would suggest you not to hesitate in applying to us. Please do apply and let us go through your application. As far as your venture's impact is concerned, once you submit the applications and let us know in detail what you are exactly working upon under the agri-tourism, we will be able to identify and look into the important aspects of your business. And accordingly, we'll be in touch with you. And your participation and enrollment in any other program doesn't impact your participation in Land Accelerator. Even if you are incubated in any other program, feel free to apply to us.
All right. Thank you so much.
Same way, just
You're welcome.
mentioning our feedback about this thing. We are also incubated at many other places, and if I'm not wrong, other alumni or the other cohort people were also incubated at various other incubators. So that doesn't stop you being a part of WRI or Land Accelerator program, because like you guys, as I mentioned, you guys have to network very well. You can't limit your resources to just one cohort or just one incubator. Just keep going out, just keep interacting with people, just keep interacting with whosoever you can. And incubations and these kinds of cohorts, and these are the very best, these are the very great resources of having to network, because the people are here to network and here to answer your questions. And no one neglects on these questions and all, because we founders, or like we this small handling a small team and just talking with those people is limiting your entire thought process. But if you just network out well, it is gonna increase your thinking capacity to way forward, and it is gonna bring out a lot of stress as well. It is very well taken that this top management has a lot of stress, but if you just network well, you can bring out that stress and that pressure out of you. That you can very well do from this program.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Thank you so much, Rudranj.
So before closing this session, maybe just as a revision, I can again take you through the timeline. The immediate timeline after cohort announcement, where the selected cohort needs to join us in person in New Delhi after the cohort announcement. So this is the information about the first in-person boot camp, which will happen 10 days after the cohort announcement. And the tentative date as of now for the cohort announcement is 25th of July. The location is going to be New Delhi. Venue is yet to be decided. And it's, as I said, it's 10 days after the cohort announcement. So the only requirement for the selected cohort is to confirm their participation and then go through the travel and accommodation guidelines, which we are going to share with the selected cohort, and let us know, do we need to plan for their travel and accommodation, or would they be fine in doing it on their own? As I have already said, it's going to be provided by WRI-India. Guidelines are going to be shared with people, and there will be a dedicated logistics team to support you. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And we are looking forward to see your applications on the portal, and don't hesitate in sharing it across your relevant entrepreneurial networks. Do let us know over email also if you have any other concerns. And with this, I would like to pass on to my colleague Amanda for her closing remarks.
Well, I think I just want to say thank you to everybody who joined us today, from our alumni to our organizers. It was amazing to hear some of your stories from last time, and it was amazing to hear some of the questions that people had this time. We really hope that we can become a community for you. We encourage you to apply. Entrepreneurs that are working with farmers to improve the productivity of the land, to improve the sustainability, so that, people who are living on or next to the land, in the forests and the farms, can survive better, have better climate resilience. This is exactly what our world needs as the population is growing amazingly, as climate change is happening. These are the only solutions, and you guys are in the front of amazing trends. And we just want to help you guys be ready with your messaging and with confidence and connections, so that you can take this forward and grow right now. As the trends are growing, you can grow with and ahead of the trends, so that we can try and stop climate change. I don't think stop it, but improve the outcomes and do what we can on our part, in our part of the world. So I want to thank you guys for being leaders in your community and coming out and being curious today. And we really are excited. Hope that you take the chance to get to learn a little bit more about our program. I believe we'll be following up with some links. We've got some really amazing videos, so you can see some of the additional alumni from last year, as well as some of the investors that we've engaged. And I really think that this can be a real special program for a lot of people here. And we're really excited to get to know you in the application. Back to you, Kavita.
Thank you, Amanda. And I also want to extend my heartfelt thanks to our alumni. And we are looking forward to do more AMA sessions with all of you. Thanks for showing this solidarity, for supporting the restoration ecosystem. And we will be doing extensive outreach on the social media platforms through our dedicated posts toward the deadline for closing this application by 30th of June. So all the external folks who have joined us today, please go through all our resources and feel free to share, forward, and repost all the stuff which we are going to share with the community. Thank you, everyone, once again, and looking forward to organizing more such sessions and helping you in our best of capacity for supporting you in applying to the program. Ashna, would you like to share any closing remarks?
No, I just want to thank everybody for attending the session today, and especially to our alumni.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Just one last closure line from me. All of you who have joined, don't hesitate in applying, because the coordination and the response from this team is very well. WRI team responds very quickly. Sometimes I email them at 11 o'clock at night, according to their time as well. So they replied very well, and don't hesitate in asking questions or applying, at least applying for it. It doesn't harm at all if you just apply and wait for the procedures to follow up on. They follow up very well, so don't worry. And thanks for inviting us.
Thanks, Rudransh, for the kind words. And just one last closing remark. And for the external folks over this call, just a very quick follow-up on the timing for organizing the sessions. So do you feel like evening sessions around the same time like we did today are working for entrepreneurs, or should we try to organize sessions around India working times? Maybe any one of you can share your response with us.
This time would be perfect.
Thanks, Mali. Response from anyone else? Mr. Surya.
Urvashi has also replied that
It is all right, madam. You may
Okay.
carry on with this kind of programs on the same time.
Thanks for letting us know.
Welcome.
Okay, then we'll try to get the feedback of the cohort when the cohort is in place also. Thank you everyone for joining us today and have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye to all. Bye.
Goodbye.
Right.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.
Bye.